I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. At schools here and elsewhere, it was a day to reassure children that they are safe following last Friday's horrific shootings at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut. The tragic loss of young lives has school districts reassessing their security measures, and it's renewed talk about the need to look for warning signs among those who could potentially act out in a violent way. The Mental Health Association in Orange County continues to offer crisis intervention resources through its 24-hour helpline and Text for Teens programs. And officials there say in the wake of the Newtown tragedy, those who have contact with troubled young people will hopefully become more proactive and get them connected to available mental health services.
Signs right now is even with the economy and the way things are going, a lot of kids do not necessarily look forward to the holidays. And some families with, unemployment and losing homes, that kind of stuff, are seeing behaviors they think are associated with just that loss. And at this point, we need to look at, is there more going on right now with that child than before? Is there more warning signs that we need to be looking at versus just thinking it's the child being a child? Because these behaviors is something that we often look for, and we kind of associate it with the age and what's going on, and we need to be more mindful at this point just to look at their sleeping behaviors, their comments, the things that they're not saying often tell us a lot more than just what they are saying. Is a person disconnecting themselves even more than they usually have.
Hens says their office visits schools to talk about suicide prevention, and this afternoon their professionals were at a local Orange County school to talk to kids about the tragedy and the services available to help those in crisis. Locally, candlelight vigils to honor the memory of the young Newtown victims have been scheduled in the hamlet of Wallkill tonight and in New Paltz tomorrow. A student at the Delaware Valley Job Corps campus in Callicoon has been arrested after fellow students reported that he had threatened to go on a shooting spree. 20-year-old Patrick Milliken was arrested by Sullivan County Sheriff's deputies Sunday and charged with 3 counts of making a terrorist threat. Students told deputies Milliken had told them that he threatened to go to his home in Newburgh, get a gun, shoot up the Job Corps, and then kill himself. Milliken was being held in Sullivan County Jail on $15,000 bail. Meantime, state police in Orange County continue to investigate an apparent murder-suicide that happened Friday in the town of Cornwall. Police say 58-year-old Joseph Oliva shot and killed his 54-year-old wife Sandra Oliva inside their Mine Hill Road home, then turned the gun on himself. The couple reportedly have a daughter in college. Neighbors could offer no motive for that tragedy. Some tense moments in the city of Newburgh Sunday afternoon where a short circuit in an underground electrical system caused a fire that then triggered explosions, sending sidewalk manhole covers into the air, forcing hundreds of temporary evacuations, as well as the shutdown of Broadway between Route 9W and William Street. The 1 p.m. explosions rocked a pair of 3-story buildings at Broadway and Carpenter Avenue, blowing out windows with some glass shards landing on a few bystanders. Central Hudson crews were working to fully restore power late in the day, with at least 500 utility customers, homes and businesses left without electricity. Residents were allowed back into their homes at around 4:30 p.m. 3 City of Newburgh firemen suffered non-life-threatening injuries during the incident. In Sullivan County, state police have released the identity of the man who was killed in a one-vehicle crash early Sunday morning in the town of Mamakating. Police say 23-year-old Matthew McCauley of Conneaunga Lake was driving a sport utility vehicle at an unsafe speed when he veered off a Wurtsboro Mountain Road, ran down an embankment, and flipped over in a small stream. McCauley was pronounced dead at the scene after being partially ejected from the vehicle. A passenger suffered facial injuries and was treated at Orange Regional Medical Center. Hudson Valley Congressman Maurice Hinchey has been touring his 22nd district in what he is calling his thank you tour. Hinchey's retiring at the end of the month after serving 20 years in Congress. Today, Hinchey stopped at Kingston City Hall and Newburgh City Hall to thank constituents for their support over the years. Hinchey had been elected to Congress for 10 consecutive terms. At each stop, he told supporters he attempted to stand up for what he believed was right on big national issues, even though his positions were not always popular. Among those, his early opposition to our military presence in Iraq. Hinchey will officially leave office January 3rd. The holiday season will be a little brighter for an estimated 300 people in need. who benefited from the generosity of others during the 4th annual Holiday Festival Coat and Toy Drive, held Saturday at the Liberty Middle School. The event was organized by the New Beginnings Community Worship Center and the First Presbyterian Church in Liberty. And the economic downturn has led to an increase in the number of people in need of warm coats for their children and toys to put under the tree. Volunteers also served food in the school's cafeteria. Last year, the giveaway was held in the First Presbyterian Church Fellowship Hall, but was switched to the school this year in order to accommodate the increased numbers. And they call it Frozendale in Rosendale. The 7th annual Frozendale Festival Saturday brought folks into the hamlet of Rosendale, giving visitors a chance to check out an assortment of sights and sounds along Main Street. The community's music, local artists, shops, restaurants, and galleries were there to enjoy. The 6-hour event included hayrides, sing-alongs, dancing, puppet shows, and even a mac and cheese bake-off. And a Rosendale holiday boutique gave festival goers a chance to pick up a few gifts. So while the relatively mild Saturday weather didn't leave us cold, Frozendale left visitors with a warm feeling of community goodwill. Looks like dreary conditions will dominate the local weather scene for much of the week. Tuesday will be cloudy with more rain. The highs should reach the low 40s. There could be some breaks of sunshine Wednesday afternoon. Otherwise, it will be mostly cloudy with temperatures getting up around 40 degrees. Stay connected to breaking news right here at Record Online, and you'll get all the information you need to start your day by reading the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.